Activists within the games industry will do and say anything they can to demean the people they've deemed their opponents. And of course, social media is exploding with talk about what happened at the Trump rally. But we have individuals like journalists and developers coming out making jokes and even saying that this could have been fake. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, these people know no limits. They will say and do anything they can to gain any sort of attention, and now we have quite a few of them coming forward and straight up claiming that this is happening to a TV star, and why would we believe that this actually happened, or just straight up joking about this? So first off, starting with David Jaffe, of course, he's very well known within the games industry because of Twisted Metal, God of War, several different things. He initially had made a tweet saying, yes, I am serious that it seems odd, and Trump gonna Trump. He is a TV star and a drama queen, and the Secret Service seems, to a layman like me, to have responded very weirdly. I am also serious that I would never want anyone to be shot or assassinated, no matter how much I dislike them. So he did try to follow up with saving himself from scrutiny, but it did not work. He got absolutely roasted for this take, which of course is very, very serious. These claims that he's making saying, oh, it seems odd and he's a TV star. It doesn't matter if you're a TV star or not. Clearly, this tragedy happened. There were people who lost their lives, people who almost lost their lives. This should be no matter where you're sitting here saying, oh, was this fake or not? People were responding saying the TDS is strong with you. I cannot believe people like you are real. Are you gonna delete this or escalate to Trump would sacrifice 2 lives for a photo op? And of course, he is not the only person, but he didn't just say this. He also followed up with saying, let's adjust the discussion. Yeah, because he was getting ratioed. People were calling him a disgusting individual. That's the only reason why he wanted to adjust the discussion. I was suspicious at first that it may have been staged. I mean, clearly watching the footage, you could tell it was not staged. I don't know why their minds would instantly go to this. Whether you like Trump or not, clearly there was a situation that happened, and that is no laughing matter. That's not the type of thing you see and instantly go to jokes or assuming it is all fake. I mean, I understand there is a lot of fake things that are spread across the internet, but when you saw it happen live, clearly your mind should not be going there. There's also Mighty Keef, an individual who recently has been going after anyone he deems right-wing or alt-right in the gaming sphere, saying this has gotta be staged. This image is too perfect, got the flag position perfect and everything. And yes, I will completely admit that this is a perfect shot. It is perfect. It is not staged, but he went on to delete it. Classic. An individual who decided to, hit that send button a little bit too quickly. And of course, we have Alyssa Mercante butting in, making statements like this. Now, of course, I'm blocked again. Go figure, so I can't see, but she said Trump shooter revealed he didn't use VATS, and it's a picture, of course, of a stormtrooper, because they always miss. And yes, ultimately, these people can post things like this, but that doesn't mean I personally think they should. It is in very poor taste. People died because of an unhinged, mentally unstable person's actions. And yeah, they are allowed to dislike Trump, but this isn't about liking or disliking him. This is about a human being doing something else to a human being. I mean, if you're seeing a former president or presidential candidate be an inch from death, because if that bullet was even slightly closer, he'd be a goner, that's not something that should be celebrated in my and many other people's opinion. The major problem is that her post is clearly to express her dissatisfaction the person missed. She also fails to grasp the gravity of the situation, or maybe it's not a failure because they're driven by so much hatred they actually believe these dark thoughts. Any sane human shouldn't make jokes about shootings in places like schools or against presidents. And yes, everything is eventually joked about on the internet and memed, but at the same time, I have seen some conservatives portraying him as Superman and editing the image taken from the day, but that's clearly to show his strength and celebrating him surviving, which is wildly different from images of stormtroopers missing their shots. They are not the same by any stretch of the means, and I don't know how anyone can make a joke like this and believe events like this could lead to any sort of stable democracy. This is what the brainwashing and weaponizing of language has brought us to. A joke like this is born out of only one mental health issue, and that's Trump derangement syndrome. And people are roasting her, David, of course, Mighty Keef, all of them are getting absolutely raked across the coals right now. People are tagging, Kotaku saying, hey, are you okay with this? And there's actually been an interesting shift with a lot of the people that do not like Trump, because they have shifted from making posts to retweeting and liking posts. Now, of course, on X, we cannot see likes, but we can see retweets, of course, on their timelines, and they are retweeting and clearly enjoying other people's posts that are, making jokes at Trump's expense. So they are not posting themselves, but they are sharing similar messages that they would post. We're seeing that with Caroline, the editor at Kotaku. We're seeing it with Alyssa, and we've also seen that shift with people like David. Now, of course, I can't say I'm very surprised by the activists within the industry saying things like this, because most of them have massive cases of TDS, but it is absolutely repulsive, at least in my opinion. They are people who are just degenerate in general, and they have absolutely no moral compass whatsoever, and they have, resorted to making jokes and posting images of stormtroopers. They're trying to make it seem on theme with the things they talk about, like Star Wars and entertainment, when really, this isn't the time to be making jokes like this, and this is not the time to be coming up with theories like, oh, it was completely fake and it was all for a photo op. So it will be interesting to see if any of these people actually apologize. They most likely will not, because again, they absolutely hate this man and they do not care what happens to him, even on a human to human level. But it will be interesting, of course, to see who else decides to make posts like this, and who else decides to make jokes about this situation and prove that they are just absolutely disgusting individuals. But that's all that I had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this informative, make sure to give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.